Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So for this video, we are doing a bit of a reading vlog and I'm super excited because this weekend I am going to the Lake District. So I thought what better way to start reading the long list for the Women's Prize for Fiction than in the Lake District. So I'm going to take you along with me and I'm going to start this book, The Pod by Laline Paul. And if you watched my last video, my book haul, you will know what this book's about. But for those who don't know, it's from the perspective of a dolphin, and this dolphin suffers from a type of deafness which puts her family in danger. So she makes a decision to leave her family to get them out of danger. So she now lives this solitary life. Then it says here that she encounters a group of bottlenecks, of arrogant bottlenecks. So I'm really excited to read this book. It says that it explores the true meaning of family, survival, sacrifice, the harmony and tragedy of the pod within an ocean that is no longer the sanctuary it once was. So I'm really excited to read this one because I have never read from the perspective of a dolphin before, so I'm very excited for that. And hopefully I can manage to read most of it in the Lake District this weekend. It's been a while since I updated you. It is day 2 of me being in the Lake District. Now, I didn't read too much yesterday at all. I was just sort of walking around, exploring. I think I only read like 17 pages of Pod, but I'll give you my first impressions. So far, I'm not like completely gripped by it, I must say. I think because it is so different for me, like reading about all these dolphins underwater and the underwater setting and stuff, I'm not like completely transfixed yet. I do feel like the author has researched dolphins extensively and you can definitely tell in this book. At times I feel like she's just sort of regurgitating stuff that she's learnt and it's not fit into the story too well so far for me. But like I said, I'm literally only 17 pages in, so that can all change. I've got so much to read yet and I am enjoying the dolphin point of view. It is very different for me, so I'm excited to read the rest of it and hopefully my mind changes. It's not that I don't like it, it's just I haven't yet got into the flow of the story, I would say. So I'm going to try and read some more today. I'm going on a big walk this morning and then hopefully going to come back and sit in the really nice lounge area, get a cup of tea and read some more of this book. But yesterday, when I was wandering around Grasmere, I went to a really cute bookshop. And if you have ever been to Grasmere before in the Lake District, then you will know the bookshop that I'm talking about. I'll insert some clips here so you can see what it looks like because it was so cute. So whilst I was in that bookshop, I got another book from the long list, which I'm very excited to read. And that is Glory by this author here. I'm not 100% sure how you pronounce their name. But again, this is from the point of view of an animal, I think. I think this time it is a goat. So it says, narrated by a vivid chorus of animal voices that unveils the tyranny and ruthlessness required to uphold absolute power. Glory is the tale of an uprising and a country's implosion. And at the centre of it all, a young goat named Destiny returning home to bear witness to a revolution. So I thought it sounded really good. They had quite a few of the books from the long list in that shop, so I might go back and buy some more. But I'm going to read this one after I finish Pod. But hopefully, yeah, I can get through a bit more of Pod today and give you a bit more of a reading update. So guys, it's book update time. I have read quite a bit more of the book. I was reading it in my hotel room this morning, but we had to get off. So I'm currently halfway up a mountain / hill, and I thought I'd have a little break and tell you about my thoughts on the book. So like I said, I read a bit more. I think I am about just over a third of the way through and it's definitely getting more interested. I'm definitely more hooked. So for each chapter, it focuses on a different pod or species of sea life, which I'm finding really interesting. Obviously, we've got our main character, E, the dolphin, the spinner dolphin, who has more chapters than the rest. But then it flips between different people, well, not people, different whales or dolphins or other sea life for some other chapters. And I'm intrigued to see how they're all going to link together, if they are going to all link together. I definitely think it would be good if they did. I'm learning so much about like dolphins and sea life, which again is really interesting. Like I said previous, it does feel like she's sort of regurgitating stuff that she's read, but do you know what, that's fine. Like I feel like I am learning loads, and I feel like I appreciate the research that she's obviously done to write the book, so I am enjoying it. I'm not like 100% in the story, I wouldn't say, but I think it's just going to kick off now because, like it says on the blurb, E does leave her pod because she's fearing that she's putting them in danger. So I've just got up to the part where she has just sort of left the pod now. So I think that's when it's going to start ramping up a little bit and get a bit more exciting. So yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's not my favourite read. I'm not completely gripped yet, but I feel like I'm learning loads and I think it's going to get juicy from now on. So I'm going to do this walk and then I am going to maybe come back and do a bit more reading. Then I will give you another update. So I'm back from the Lake District now and I have finished this book and I have some updates for you on my thoughts. So when I last spoke to you, I think I was enjoying it, but not like completely gripped. But that definitely changed towards the end. Like the last few pages, I was so gripped. I was literally flicking through the book so quickly to try and figure out what happened. This book definitely ramped up after E left the pod. Once she left, she encountered this new species of dolphins, ones that are different from her, and they are very violent. They fight a lot, which was the complete opposite of her pod. But it's actually made her, I feel like, into a better dolphin. You know, when she was with her original pod, she was quite angry, quite reserved. She was angry that she couldn't fit in with the rest of the dolphins because, like I said, she had these hearing problems and she was really sort of like resentful that she didn't have the same skills. But when she encountered this new pod, obviously there was lots of issues with that. But with that, she also became this sort of tough fighter dolphin, which I think she needed. And also she was able to form relationships and became more open to forming relationships with people, which I thought was really strong. So I loved the character development of E, and in the end I absolutely loved her. I thought she was so great and I loved seeing all the different relationships form. Like I said, the different chapters focus on different sea life. So there's like a whale, different dolphins, and they do all sort of intertwine throughout the book. And I just loved seeing all their relationships form and how they encounter the sea and what their day-to-day life is like and the many problems they encounter because of humans. Which brings me on to my next point. I think a really strong element of this book was the depiction of the destruction that humans cause on the sea. It's sort of this unknown fear that the sea life have and the dolphins have and all the different species. It's like this unknown sort of, obviously they don't know the concept of humans, but they know this dark evil that's coming into their sea and changing their life and destroying where they live. And I think that was done really well and just demonstrated the fear that they must have of how their life is changing around them because of all the horrible things that we do to the sea. So I think that was really effective and made this book really strong. So like I said, my opinion has definitely changed of this book as I got further on, and in the end I actually really enjoyed it, and I think it's one I'll remember for a long time. So it was a bit of a slower start, but yeah, really ramped up towards the end. So I think I would give it a 3.5, maybe 4 stars. So I think we're off to a good start with the Women's Prize for Fiction long list. So thank you so much for watching this video and coming along to the Lake District with me. I hope you enjoyed it and I will see you in my next video.